David, something this week from Mercedes-Benz. What is it?
It is a Mercedes C200, which they described as being opulent and sumptuous.
When this was first released in, I think it was February, thereabouts, it came with two models, the C200 and the C300. This is the 200 with a 1.5 litre engine.
150 kilowatts and 300 Newton meters.
This has the 9-speed G-tronic, and in fact anything that's in this car is a tronic. We've got Distronic, which is the smart cruise control.
Oh, okay.
Parktronic, which is the parking system.
No.
It doesn't have Matrix-tronic headlights. They are LED, but we've just got standard, which I don't think looked too bad. I think at first I thought this was a little plain. Now I've lived with it for a week. I can get used to it. This Mercedes Starfield grille, which is just the Mercedes symbol without the circle. I'll tell you what I do like, and that's the wheels. These wheels, David, I think they look absolutely sensational.
But what size are they?
19 on this.
It's always better when it looks bigger.
Oh dear. There's smart locking and unlocking on all four doors. Now we had a comment, David, this morning saying that all of our reviews look like a sales brochure.
Okay.
They don't. You want a sales brochure? Go to the website. Meanwhile, David, let's see what it's like around the back. Around the back, I think this is quite plain. There is a kick to open function which works if you've got the key in your pocket. I don't, the key's inside. The boot is not particularly huge. There's a button here to fold the seats, a bag hook, and as you can see, the seats fold down not quite on a flat floor in a, what would you call that, David, 40-40-20?
Looks like it.
40-40-20.
It's quite long there, isn't it?
It is, and underneath you see there is just the repair kit and the normal medical kit and vest and so forth. What do you think of the upholstery, David? I think this is not real leather. Would that be correct? Would this be whatever the 2000s equivalence is of MBTEX? You can see that someone spilt something here at one stage. So the perforations haven't quite cleaned out. 3 isofix places.
Oh, that's good.
We've got some vents, a little tiny cubby hole, but no outlets of power for any kind. Go on.
Only just get my head under here.
That's because, yeah, see that the sunroof doesn't quite go back that far. Starting a little 1.5.
We probably need
Mercedes,
to go over to there.
take me home.
Calculating route.
And I'd previously entered my destination, so let me get out of that. We've got this large central tablet now, which is the MBUX, the Mercedes-Benz user experience system, which I found a little bit clunky. You've really got to go hunting for things, and to be quite honest with you, I was just trying to change the radio station and I couldn't find how to do it. These controls are touch and slide. And David, the gears are behind the... That's caused no end of consternation. The wipers are down here on the stalk. A quick push gives you one swipe, but it's this rather large driver's instrument panel that I think is pretty good. Now you'll notice down below, it's got the EQ symbol, which is Mercedes for semi-electrified. And you can see power on one side and charge on the other side. That's charging up the tiny battery with the tiny auxiliary motor that's in front of the gearbox. So this car does not have a starter motor. Well, I think they're just calling it 48 volt hybrid. So I mean, it still saves you fuel. But have a look at this. As you know, I've always got my Navman dash cam going. People often think that this is a satellite navigation system. It's not, it's purely a dash cam. But I hunted around to find the 12 volt. There's no 12 volt here. No, it's down in the footwell, way back where you couldn't see it in the dark. The Mercedes-Benz voice system is a little bit tetchy. When I got this car, it was turned off. Now I see why, because it just periodically thinks that you've said, "Hey, Mercedes," and it tries to do things for you. These look really classy. I think that just looks spectacular, but the feel is really cheap. It feels like cheap plastic, and that does not feel like it will last. But this, on the other hand, this carbon fibre effect trim, I think looks spectacular.
You like that?
Yeah,
I'm not quite as enamoured to that.
So let's talk about ergonomics for a minute, David. Here, that is your chi pad for charging.
Okay, how do you know it's on?
I've struggled, well, it does come up charging up here,
Ah.
but it also comes up on your phone, but it's just trying to get your phone in and out. Here's something else. There's the vanity light. The vanity light is immediately above the cover. And then here, have a look at this. It's a touch and slide, touch and slide, touch and slide.
So there's no way of pressing, oh, you can press a button to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. At least that's bigger. These things are so small.
Oh, they're tiny, tiny.
That, you know, I got chubby fingers, but that's ridiculous.
And because this has got no starter motor, it's incredibly quiet and vibration free to start. The steering in comfort mode is unbelievably light. This, by the way, is Miss Nat. Now you might think that this 1.5 turbo is going to be a little underpowered, and around town it isn't. It just isn't. On the highway though, you've got to plan your overtaking. It does run out, even with 9 gears, it runs out of puff. The Burmeister sound system, fabulous, fabulous. And I love the drilled covers. I think that just gives it a touch of class. They're trying to give us, with this new C-Class, which is only a couple of months old, they're trying to give us the S experience. Do you think it's giving us the S experience?
Yes and no.
The ride is good,
Yes,
but
it
I think to say that it's as good as an S-Class is probably a PR stretch too far. But let's try a little something. Hey Mercedes,
How can I help?
take me home.
What is your destination?
Home.
Calculating route.
Now normally that actually gets it first go. I had to put in my home address originally, but all I had to do was to save the address that I'd wanted to go to. So that was quite easy, but it does get a little scanty pants and tries to do things that you don't want it to do. On this fairly dreadful road, I'm going to activate the Distronic by pressing set, and I'm going to rub my finger up to 100. Now going to overtake. And the Mercedes is picking up speed nicely. Very quiet cabin. It's also got lane keep assist, but quite often on this road, other brands have seen these lines on the road and they've kind of gone all over the place. This seems to be coping fairly well. And I think as went, really? Did you see that?
Seriously?
Did you see that?
Hold the driver.
I can beat that bit out. Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
change interior lighting to pink.
I will change the colour.
So all of the lighting's changed to pink, including inside the vents, which I think looks kind of cool. Again, you can't see it really well in this, but you can see it in this picture that I took the other night. Hey Mercedes,
How may I help you?
activate seat kinetics on passenger side.
Okay, I'm switching on the seat kinetics on the front passenger seat.
Oh,
Has it done it?
yes.
The idea behind it is that on a very long trip, your body would be sitting in the one spot. And what the kinetics apparently does is by moving your body very, very small amounts, it helps the circulation and helps your muscles, and you get out at the other end feeling less tired.
Okay.
Fuel consumption has been a little disappointing. At the moment, it's sitting on 8 litres per 100 kilometres. This kind of strikes me as very odd, but my whole heads-up display now is map with the speed and so forth along the bottom. When we get close to nearing to make a turn, we get an augmented reality here on the screen, like so. It's come up at just the right time. Now it's telling me to go that way, however, I am not going to go that way because I know at this time of the day, going through the harbour tunnel is not world's best practice. So instead, I'm going to go over the harbour bridge. David, it's come time to hit like.
Leave a comment.
And anywhere on the screen, the little round button to subscribe.